Welcome to another edition of And There You Have It, stories in the last 40 years in local television. And it's been a while since we've done this, but the Georgia Dome was imploded this week down in Atlanta. And it refreshed my memory because, of course, the Georgia Dome was where the St. Louis Rams won the Super Bowl after the 1999 season. And I was lucky enough that year to call the Rams games, the play-by-play, on the radio. So it's Super Bowl Sunday in Atlanta, and we're in the booth doing like a 3 or 4 hour pregame show. And we've got all kinds of guests, and we're getting everybody ready for the big game. And our producer has this laid out second by second. We have got the show jam-packed. After about an hour, Rick Smith, who was then the PR guy, a great guy with the St. Louis Rams, comes into the booth. He sees me taking a break after a commercial, and he says, "Hey, Bushy," he says, "Senator Ashcroft is out in the hall, and I promised him he could be on your pregame show." And I said, "Okay, well, that'd be great to have Senator Ashcroft on the show, former governor of Missouri, later the U.S. Attorney General." And so I went to the producer and I said, "Senator Ashcroft is out in the hall. Can we get him on maybe in the next segment for the pregame show?" He said, "No." I said, I don't have any room. I just don't have any room for him." So I went, "Okay." So I went to Rick and I said, "We just don't have any room. The producer says there's just no way we can fit him in. We're just filled to the brim." And Rick Smith looked at me. He was forlorn. I said, "I promised him, Bushy. I promised him. Can you just do like just an interview in the hallway?" I said, "I can, but it's not going to make the air." He said, "Doesn't matter. It'll make me look better, and it'll make him feel better." So I said, "Okay." So I went to the engineer and I borrowed a tape recorder, and I went out into the hallway, and I interviewed Senator Ashcroft, former Governor Ashcroft, future Attorney General, and I did about a 4-minute interview with no tape in the machine. There was no tape in the machine, and I'm conducting this interview. The other thing I remember about that is that the senator had ram's horns painted on his cheeks. So that was a little disconcerting. But Senator, Governor, former U.S. Attorney General John Ashcroft, I apologize, but there was no tape in the machine. And there you have it. More stories still to come.